The European Union is currently undergoing one of the most turbulent economic periods in its short history, with political, ideological and financial divisions threatening to bring the fragile edifice tumbling down. Euronews invites the new EU Council leader to share his views.
Euronews welcomes in the studio President of Cyprus, whose country just took over presidency of the Council of European Union, Demetris Christofias. Thank you for joining us. What's the most important thing you want to achieve in the next 6 months?
Together with the European Commission and the European Parliament, we're all part and parcel of the European Union. We need to put forward a programme to tackle economic problems. The main priority will be negotiations on the multi-annual financial framework, which will be conducted with the 27 EU members, in particular the Eurozone partners, and all the institutions until December. We cannot resolve the economic crisis exclusively through the policy of budgetary austerity. We can't go forward without development, without creation of jobs, without a more gradual or fairer distribution of wealth produced in the European Union. This is our general philosophy.
When you were talking about too much austerity, I wonder whether it was a communist talking. Your ideology is not shared by many European politicians. How will your communist views affect Cypriot's presidency and maybe policy of the whole European Union?
Before assuming the post of the President of the Republic of Cyprus, I made it clear that I will not try to implement my own communist ideology. I will use the capitalist system, but in a fair way. Maybe capitalism is inhumane, but at the same time, we can have fairer distribution of wealth without introducing a communist regime. I'm a member of a political party of working people. It is a progressive party. Now is the time to solve the daily problems of people and nations. We will see how we handle the ideology issue later.
Also about your background, if I may, you studied in Russia.
Yes.
You speak Russian, вы говорите по-русски. Does it mean that Brussels will perhaps pay more attention to relations with Russia while you are president?
In my view, the European Union must have relations of friendship and cooperation with Russia, which is also part of Europe. We have to acknowledge that. Therefore, if and when needed, we will play a significant role.
Cyprus is expected to lead other countries out of crisis, but Cyprus is seeking financial help for itself. How do you cope with two apparently contradicting tasks?
I don't think these tasks are contradictory and conflicting. The fact that Cyprus needs external aid to capitalize some banks that have been exposed to Greek bonds doesn't mean that we must not work for the benefit of other countries that need assistance. I think in Cyprus, we don't have big problems with budgetary discipline. Our biggest problem, our bank's exposure, will be solved with European help.
For most of the European countries, Cyprus is a remote island in Mediterranean. But could that geographical location be advantage now?
Because of its location at the southern border of the European Union, Cyprus can play a very important role, It can act as the bridge of a common understanding, friendship and cooperation of the European Union with the countries of the region, with the Middle East and even North Africa. We have very good relations with countries that went through the Arab Spring.
How will the European Union deal with Turkey's refusal to cooperate on many issues during the Cypriot presidency?
I think it is a shame that the Turkish government has sent different messages in the past and only now decides to get tough. My message to Turkey is that it should respect the Republic of Cyprus as an equal member of the European Union.
What other benefits do you see from your country's presidency in the EU together with this help with reunification?
The fact that one part of Cyprus is occupied by the military forces of a neighbouring country, which aspires to be a member of the European Union, is in itself contradictory. We do not have the will or the force to resolve our problems with Turkey through military means. We have to find peaceful means to develop dialogue. I have suggested it several times to Mr. Erdogan and Mr. Gül, but unfortunately they don't recognize me as the President of the Republic of Cyprus.
How will Cyprus be different from its predecessors on the post of the President of the EU, Denmark, Poland and others?
One should not expect a revolution from Cyprus inside the European Union. However, because of the philosophy which I expressed earlier, I am happy to say that the Council is starting to be a little less liberal. It has moved towards the policy of solidarity among the people and states of the Union.
Demetris Christofias, President of Cyprus and the European Union, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you for inviting me.
Спасибо.